What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Bluebird Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So, we have some very, very interesting news when it comes to former unified lightweight world champion superstar boxer Teofimo Lopez, who is now 16 wins, 1 loss, no draws, 12 wins by way of knockout. He's 24 years of age, stands at 5'8" with a 69-inch arm reach. With that said, Teofimo Lopez shockingly lost to Australian star boxer George Kambosos Jr., who was his IBF mandatory challenger. That took place November 27th. He lost a split decision. He was dropped in the first round. He got up and he dropped George Kambosos Jr. in the 10th round. Nonetheless, he lost a split decision victory. With that said, Olympic gold medalist, retired Hall of Famer, former pound-for-pound king, Andre S.O.G. Ward, who is now a colorful analyst for ESPN and Top Rank, along with another colorful boxing analyst, Max Kellerman, they weigh in on Teofimo Lopez's shocking loss to George Kambosos Jr. Was it indeed shocking? And on top of that, we know that the doctors are saying that that Teofimo Lopez, he fought with a inflated, swollen esophagus, which in return was equivalent to having 300 pounds of weight attached to his lungs during a fight. Which Andre Ward, he responds and he states that, you know, a doctor, a medical assistant, a doctor is stating that this to be the case, but he doesn't know. So they're questioning whether this is the case, and it's a possibility. But Andre Ward, like he stated, it takes away from George Kambosos Jr.'s victory. It takes away from his accomplishment. And so Andre Ward, he states that he don't believe that even with or without the injury, that Teofimo Lopez would have beaten George Kambosos Jr. because he simply don't believe that he was prepared. He think that he underestimated George Kambosos Jr. and he didn't have the right instructions. Also, Max Kellerman, he stated that he questions if Teofimo Lopez would have been victorious against George Kambosos Jr. because George Kambosos Jr. resilience, he got up off the canvas. He still won the 11th and 12th round. You know, he showed a lot of heart, a lot of grit, and a lot of want. And so with that said, they question, even if he had the injury, would he have won the fight? And they don't believe so. Another thing to note is that going into the fight, every fighter has a medical, okay? Every fighter has to do pre-fight medical routine checkups. If this were to be the case, and this is the only single doctor who was able to diagnose this, not that this doesn't happen, because it does, but wouldn't they have found that he had a significant esophagus injury going into the fight? Because in the fight, he didn't show any residuals of having a massive esophagus issue. He didn't fatigue. He was throwing power punches the entire night. Thus, hence how he dropped George Kambosos Jr. in the 10th round, okay? So it makes you question, was this the case, okay? Now, we did see afterwards Teofimo Lopez hospitalized, which they say that he was in a hospital for 5 days. And we did see that Teofimo Lopez, you know, had a mask on, you know, that obviously showed that, you know, it was a breathing device. But also we saw Teofimo Lopez at a hookah lounge, okay? So during, you know, this stretch of time. So was Teofimo Lopez truly injured in the fight? Only one knows, okay? But how the medicals didn't find this in a pre-fight routine checkup? We know undefeated unified WBC IBF welterweight world champion superstar boxer Earl the True Spence Jr. who is widely considered by many to be top 3 best pound-for-pound fighters in the world, Errol Spence Jr., he suffered a broken detached retina, which was found 2 weeks ahead of his massive mega showdown with legendary 8-division world champion, iconic Filipino superstar boxer Manny Pac-Man Pacquiao, okay? Which saw Errol Spence have to be removed from the fight. And Errol Spence, he seeked out 3 different opinions, which all stated that Errol Spence resulted in having to have immediate surgery within 24 hours to repair his broken detached retina, okay? And so because of that routine checkup, this was found, okay? So it's very hard to believe that these doctors on this large scale wouldn't find an esophagus injury, because they're going to listen to you. Ultimately, they're going to check the things that matter the most pertaining to the competition, high level competition that you're participating in. So your lungs are going to be the first thing that they check. And they would be able to tell and diagnose that you're having some sort of issues with your breathing, okay? Now, they stated, this one doctor stated that Teofimo Lopez ultimately risked everything in the fight because one blow to his chest or his lungs could have resulted in, you know, a very bad ending, okay? So when they did the routine checkup, the doctor, and they listened to your lungs, because if you had a blown up esophagus, as they stated that he had, a very blown up esophagus, if you had a blown up esophagus prior to the fight and they listen to your lungs, well, they should be able to tell and hear that you're having some sort of wheezing or some sort of trouble with your breathing, your airways, okay? Obviously that wasn't the case because he participated in a 12-round fight and he never showed any signs of fatigue. He just simply showed the signs of wear and tear from what George Kambosos Jr. was dishing out. Teofimo Lopez was throwing big punches from the opening bell to the closing bell. Now, another thing Andre Ward questioned is Teofimo Lopez moving forward. He doesn't believe that Teofimo Lopez is going to be the same guy, and he don't believe with that game plan and that preparation that Teofimo Lopez has shown to have with the distractions outside the ring will be able to see Teofimo Lopez be successful at 140 junior welterweight, because they're stating that they struggled to make 135, which I have no doubt, because Teofimo Lopez is a growing young man and he's very muscular. So I have no doubt that Teofimo Lopez struggled to make 135. We know that WBC lightweight world champion superstar boxer Devin and Dream Haney, who's undefeated, he also stated that it's not easy for him to make 135, and he has a more wiry, slimmer build than Teofimo Lopez. So if he also too struggles to make 135, then I'm sure Teofimo Lopez with his build struggles to make 135 as well. But with that said, he's only moving up 5 pounds. And if you ultimately put your body through so much strain with that 5 pounds, then 5 pounds more is not going to be that much of a difference going from 135 to 140, okay? Making 140 a 5 pound difference is not going to result in him not having to struggle to make the weight, okay? Ultimately. So he stated that with the talent up there of a Josh Taylor, who I disagree with when they mention Josh Taylor, because we know Josh Taylor, who's fighting Jack Cottrell February 26th, who is his mandatory, then Josh Taylor ultimately plans to move up to welterweight 147 to compete there. So, but he stated that, you know, the talent at 140 with the game plan of Teofimo Lopez and the approach and the distractions, because he stated that Teofimo Lopez, with, you know, getting married and settling down seemed to be a good thing for Teofimo Lopez, limiting the distractions, okay? Ultimately, everybody is pointing to father, trainer, manager Teofimo Lopez Sr. as the ultimate distraction without saying he's the ultimate distraction. Okay. And so with that said, you know, Andre Ward stated that, how is Teofimo Lopez going to compete with the junior welterweights with these distractions outside the ring? He's not very big as far as height and range, okay? And he's shown that guys can take his power. George Kambosos Jr. was able to withstand his power. So he's a combination puncher. He overwhelms you with his power punching. But even in the fight with Lomachenko, he's shown flaws in that fight, okay? He showed in the fight with Lomachenko, especially in the 8th, 9th, 10th, and 11th round, that Lomachenko was backing him up. Looked like in the 10th round, Lomachenko was on the verge of stopping Teofimo Lopez. So with that said, you know, Teofimo Lopez, you know, has some major decisions to make, and seems like he's in between a rock and a hard place. And Andre Ward, Max Kellerman see the same thing, and they question Teofimo Lopez's career moving forward. We also heard that Bob Arum, legendary promoter, top-ranked CEO and promoter of Teofimo Lopez, he stated that he's not sure if Teofimo Lopez's career is going to continue moving forward, but if he does at junior welterweight, he would like to see him against Zepeda. Okay, that's not an easy fight for Teofimo Lopez. Okay, Jose Zepeda is not an easy out, so that's a very difficult fight for Teofimo Lopez as well. So we have to see how this unfolds and plays out. Teofimo Lopez, the rest of his career, how does it map out and how does it play out? But that's all I got for y'all. Make sure you hit the like button, drop a comment in the comment section, let me know what y'all think. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell icon to get all the new notification. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. Y'all already know what it is. Shout out to the entire LDBC. Shout out to New Media. Shout out to Black Media Raw. Make sure you like and share the videos. That's all I got for y'all. Peace.